Mhm. Hey, it's Jordan, the date nutritionist, and I am back. We are here, Manage the Munchies course. We are still in module number 2. Now we're on lesson 5, so coming up to the end of this module, and we are talking about guilt, right? So guilt is a biggie, and learning how to drop it is super useful and just helpful in every part of your life. So I feel like number one, most of us have been raised to carry guilt or to feel bad about things, which of course is how we learn and grow and like try to be better people or whatever. But at the same time, like, there's also this bit of shame that sneaks in too, and it may not even sneak in, and it may not even be just a little bit. So that's something to consider, and we're not going to dive deep into that right now. But in terms of like cannabis, I think that for a lot of us, using cannabis with the old war on drugs and dare and frying the egg in the pan is frying our brain if we use drugs or whatever, and how cannabis has been labeled as a drug for so long. And anyways, there may be some guilt already associated with using cannabis. And, there's, of course, stoner stigma and things like that. So, but when it comes to the munchies and eating with cannabis, so if you have the munchies and you eat or drink something that is bad or that you think that you shouldn't have, instead of beating yourself up over it, just learn that it's okay. That's going to happen. You're honoring your body still, even if it wasn't quote unquote great. So stop and realize that it's okay. Nothing and no one is perfect. This process, nothing about this process of managing the munchies and changing lifestyle behaviors is perfect. Nothing about life is perfect, right? So this process is not meant to be perfect either. The sooner you can let go of the guilt, realize you're only being human and that no one is or eats perfectly, the better. You'll be able to move on from these quote unquote bad moments much faster if you learn to just let go and move on. It's okay. Acknowledge the moment, come at it curiously, and move on. Because what can happen is we can get stuck in this cycle of, we've got the munchies for whatever reason, whether because we skipped meals, maybe we used an appetite stimulating cannabis and we didn't mean to or didn't know. Maybe we haven't eaten enough that day. Maybe we're just stressed and we're trying to cope and comfort ourselves. Whatever the reason, we eat, right? We feel bad about it. We beat ourselves up. We may try to restrict again. So skipping meals, getting back on the quote unquote diet or whatever. And then it just spirals again. And then, there's another trigger and then we eat quote unquote bad again. So there is no good or bad, right? And we're just learning from our experiences and the choices that we're making and moving on. So drop the guilt. Easier said than done, but it's a work in progress, just like everything, right? If you struggle with guilt or shame, consider reaching out for help from a friend or another trusted professional like a mental health provider or therapist. I am a big advocate for therapy. I have been in therapy for over a decade and it has changed my life. But it's not for everybody, and that's your choice. And for more information on these topics like shame, guilt, things like that, check out, there's lots of resources out there, but definitely check out Brene Brown. She is unbelievable. She has some TED Talks. I think one of them's on Netflix. She's got books out there. She's actually a shame researcher, and she just has a lot of wisdom. And I don't want to say advice, but she just has a lot of goodness to share. So if you're struggling with guilt or with shame related to the munchies or eating or even your cannabis use, reach out. Try to get some support from someone or from other people out there who are advocates for this kind of stuff, like Brene Brown. And if you feel inclined, please share with us in the community what you're struggling with if it comes to guilt or shame, and any ways that you help cope with that. And I will see you in the next episode.